Welcome, consciousness. We are joy. You can see us as you wish to see us. We have come to be with your presence for moments of your awareness. Welcome.
Welcome to you.
Oh, woo, boom. The reason why we would be so large and fruitful in your awareness in these moments would be to remind you of joy. You must embrace it with every breath you take. For in your time of this time, it is the eventualness that will bring you to disharmony. What brings you to disharmony is the length of time you spend away from the center of your essence, which is always joy. Joy. You can experience it whenever you choose, however you choose. Joy does not have a mask nor a face it wears. Joy does not have a personification that it must embody. Joy is the sparkling essence of the creation source that is always moving, always creating, always activating. It may look like it rests, but it only rests for your attention. And then it continues to move, begging, cajoling, asking, pushing, prodding, that you would come along with it. Will you is our question. We have once again come to remind you that joy is not a place. Joy is not a thought. Joy is not something you do. Joy is not something you become. Joy is the simple unification that you are willing to experience here and now. There can be pain, there can be pleasure, there can be things you must, should, could, and have to do. Yet joy will not wait. Joy always wants to be experienced. So it merges through all and everything. Sometimes you can see people having to suppress their joy. They begin to get tight, they begin to squeeze, and everything in their body becomes tense. We are sure you have even seen this in your own reflection. Woo! Joy! It's like simply letting the wind out. Oh! Woo! Letting it pass through you. Because if you hold the joy, no matter when your body wants to release, the more you tighten, the more it suffocates, the more it becomes dense, and then you start to bubble and churn. Your joy will release itself however it needs and finds its way. You can feel the infectious nature of it. It's like getting a dis-ease or a dysfunction. When you start having so much joy, you become giddy and silly, and into the fray of dizzy delight you become when everyone around says, "Stop, control yourself." So we've been making sure to come through in these times, remembering you to do the position of joy. Put your hands upon your belly. Ha, 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 ha. Join with us, won't you? It's very simple. Make sure you grab your belly and ha, 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 ha. Make sure to wiggle. That's when the joy really hits you. Ha, 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 ha. I've spent all the time at the gym and I still wiggle. Ha, 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 ha. I have to hold my sphincter muscle tight now. Ha, 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 ha. You see how joy happens? You have something you call dis-ease on your planet. It's very self-discovering. It's so easy to experience because you notice that you have dis or absence of ease. What we would remind you is true dis-ease is the body's way of, by that time when you feel that dis-ease, it is moving the physical dysfunction through the cellular nodes of the body, and it's trying to stop being so tight. So if you find yourself having physical dis-ease, you will find that when you start grasping your belly, it may let you feel a bit discomfort. You may begin to feel a bit sweaty. You may feel yourself become dizzy and light. It's because the dysfunction is beginning to expand. Dis-ease is not poor health. Poor health is a stuck frame of reference. Dis-ease is when the body is reclaiming its energetic field. So remember, humanoids, as you are in this window of time, wherever your time may be, grasp your belly in the position of joy. It is your time to feel the joy that is yours. And if you say, "It has, I have, there is no joy," your sphincter muscles must be very tight. Ha, 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 ha. For when you have nothing, you might remember you still have joy. You can lay upon the surface of your planet and roll your body from side to side. You may even cause a crowd to come. You may cause people to cast their aspersions at you. We particularly like that word. Aspersion. What does that mean? For it sounds and feels so wonderful to speak aspersion. As you can tell, joy does not speak. We are what moves communication. We do not have a place to go or a thing to understand. We are not here to resolve or compact. We are here for movement. Joy has many faces. Joy has many traces of itself. You will find as every moment continues, you have a simple decision. You can decide to be tight or you can decide to be loose. What will your decision be? For we have seen many tight sphincters lately. Many of you are claiming your spines are not very comforting. You're complaining of colon and intestinal dysfunction. You're claiming esophageal and stomach dysfunction. It all comes from tight sphincters. Whether it is the sphincter that opens and closes for your digestion, or the sphincters that move the matters from your body, or the sphincters that are too tight and say, we can't release now. This would be uncomfortable for everyone else around us. You're not all laughing. You see, you condense and compress and seize your joy in your daily living. Even some of you bite your tongue. So you would not express what is truly meant to come from your lips, for you are frightened of the results. Joy is not interested in the results. Joy, when it is spoken, is not come to harm or dismay. Joy comes to release, like the passing of wind. Joy comes for the simple act of now. However it is received, it may not be received at all. For true joy, if it is received, releases all the sphincter muscles. And dismay and discomfort are sure to follow. Oh, humanoids, we would bid you in this time of your time, let joy come to you. Let joy fill you. It may feel like it's becoming an independent essence when you start letting it rip with joy. We don't hear and see the position of joy. Open your legs wide. Place your palms upon your belly on both sides of your, yes, cord center. When you truly allow yourself to pull in and push out, the release will happen. Many of your minds are thinking we are simply speaking of bodily function. That is the most simplest actions of joy. The most obtuse and difficult are when you are willing to speak what's in your mind, whether it looks like your anger, your hatred, or your pain. And the minute you feel the emotional body becoming installed, remember joy. Grab your belly, and as the words come out of your mouth, yes, I don't like you. I think you're an ass. You might find it absolutely revealing. As long as you grab your belly, you will find that no longer is the emotional body connected in such a way that it is in the discernment. You will find that simple, joyful energy. You look silly today. You will find that the simple release of the action may even have those that you are speaking to begin to laugh as well. For truly, what you will always encounter is the joy that you are willing to share, is the joy you are willing to receive. And many of you have been robbed of joy because you've had tight sphincters in your mind. You've been tight about the human experience. And of course, you know how easy it is to embrace the experience if you cannot open your human experience of your palms. Like flippers to a fish, you would not be able to see the fish if the flippers were against its chest. So, humans, it is desperate times we have heard oft spoken by your minds. Of course, your minds are concerned with its wherewithal, with its prominence, with its prestige, with what it has accumulated. And of course, it worries a very fraction of its future. We would ask you in these moments, concentrate very hard now. It is most important, human beings that are with joy in these moments. As we are with you, we invite you, call in your pain. Call in your frustration of your daily life. Call in the concern of your wherewithal, of your survivals, of this that you have accumulated. Call in. Concentrate heavily now. Focus on it so your mind is very tight and you can feel your shoulders rising to your ears. And your sphincter muscles are tight. Hold as strong as you can now. Hold on tight to this maze in your mind. Now take simultaneously both of your open palms, because you're going to embrace the dysfunction of the sphincters of your mind. You're going to embrace your pain, your fears. You're going to embrace your accumulations, your wherewithal, and your prestige. You're going to embrace your pride. So, with your palms open, both facing your cord center on your belly. Ready now? Big breath. Keep going. Maybe some of you passed a little wind. Now, put your attention once again on the sphincter of your mind, and you will notice the aperture has opened. You are not so tight. Yes, of course, there is still nodes of survival, applications of fear, trenches of desperation and doubt. Watch them grasp your bellies. Ready? Grasp your bellies. Breathe. Yes, you may have no money. You may have no relationships. You may have no job. Soon you may have no clothes. And your sphincter muscles will still release. You will still have joy. For joy is only yours for the sharing. For you must start sharing first, joy. And once you have tasted the sharing, you will realize it is alive in all things. It shakes in the trees. It's on the laughter in the animal kingdom. It's on the dew and the drooping and the expanded of the vegetable and the flower and plant kingdom. And of course the very earth itself. It is always in joy. It's always passing wind. It's always shaking loose when it gets tight. It's the natural flow. This is what humanity has forgotten. You have forgotten that once again you are in the loosening period. So grasp your bellies. Remember, and even if your belly is very tight, it doesn't matter what weight you have on your body, it carries the weight of your mind. So, humans, remember, the mission is to experience creation as you, through you, by you, for you, to you. That is all this experience offers. You may have an understanding. You may want an understanding. You may look for an understanding, and all you will ever find is the continuum of creation in its ever myriad forms of change. And what this cycle of humanity, it possibly has at least another 3 to 5 years where it will continually be shifting and changing. Why? Because sphincter muscles are tight. You've forgotten joy. Maybe that's why you started having so many children. Not to continue your species, but to keep you smiling, to let you keep laughing at the silliness of being a human. And then they took it serious. You took it serious to make sure they were serious. This is a serious thing. We're a bunch of serious people. And you believe your own tight sphincter. So of course, after a certain age, the children become tight. And they become unable to listen. They become unable to be trained. Why aren't they like us? We fell into line. Why aren't they? Very tight, isn't it? Why? Because they know there's a natural state. And they want to continue the natural state. It's called joy. And if you have heard us, We are always with you. We will be the tickle in your belly. We will be the urge to pass wind. We will be the part of you that rebels when you must stay tight. We are joy. And the only way to know us is to share us. And once you have a taste of us, we know you'll want more. So keep your sphincters loose, especially in your mind. For your mind thinks it controls your body until the sphincters lose control. So, joy. You can call it your responsibility, or you can see it like passing wind. The decision is yours. Remember the position of joy.